Project MKUltra was an illegal human experiments program designed by CIA to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used during interrogations to weaken people and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. The project began in 1953 and ended in 1973, and used various methods to manipulate its subjects' mental states, like administering high doses of LSD without the subject's consent, electroshocks, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse, and other forms of torture. The results of their experiments helped the military to understand the usefulness of mind control as a weapon. Some famous people were subjected to this. Here we make a list of those. 1. Whitey Bulger. The leader of the Boston-based Winter Hill Gang was used as a human subject for Project MKUltra, while he was serving his first term in federal prison at Atlanta Penitentiary for armed robbery and truck hijacking in 1956. Bulger later complained that he, along with 18 other inmates, had been recruited by deception and were told they were helping to find a cure for schizophrenia, when in fact they were being used to research mind control. They were given LSD and other drugs over an 18-month period. Evidence of the experiments was later confirmed when CIA documentation emerged. He described his experience as nightmarish and said it took him to the depths of insanity. 2. Unabomber. Unabomber was the byname of Ted Kaczynski, who was a mathematician turned domestic terrorist, who between 1978 and 1995 conducted bombing campaign that killed 3 and wounded 23 in an attempt to bring about a revolution against the industrial system, as he had become anti-technology, who was of the opinion that science was evil. He was arrested in 1996 after his brother David turned him in. Kaczynski participated in psychological experiments conducted by Harvard psychologist Henry Murray while he was a sophomore in Harvard. The experiment lasted 3 years, and Kaczynski spent 200 hours as part of the study. Kaczynski later stated that he resented Murray. His examiners after his arrest have suggested that this experience with Henry Murray may have motivated his criminal activities and his resentment of science and technology. 3. Charles Manson. Author Tom O'Neill has linked Manson murders to Charles Manson being mind-controlled by CIA through Project MKUltra in his book Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and The Secret History of the 60s. According to the book, Manson may have been used as a guinea pig while living in Haight-Ashbury, and was recommended LSD by a crooked doctor who aided government in the use of mind control as a means to penetrate the heads of candidates whose service could be used abroad as assassins or spies. 4. Ken Kesey. Ken Kesey took part in a highly secret military program at the Menlo Park Veterans Hospital when he was a student at Student. He was invited by Stanford psychology graduate student Vic Lovell. The secret military project turned out to be Project MKULTRA. Kesey wrote many detailed accounts of his experiences with these drugs, both during the study and in the years of private drug use that followed. His role as a medical guinea pig inspired the bestseller novel, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 5. Robert Hunter. The lyricist of Grateful Dead was a voluntary subject of Project MKUltra, just like Ken Kesey, while studying at Stanford. He was paid to take LSD, psilocybin, and mescaline, and then report on his experiences, which were creatively formative for him. He credited his experiments with LSD as influential in his creative output. 6. Candy Jones. Candy Jones was one of the most popular pin-up girls of the World War II era. She claimed to be a victim of CIA mind control program in 1960s to her husband, radio show host Long John Neville on air. She accused William S. Kroger, a psychologist at UCLA, of conducting mind control experiments on her. Her story was chronicled by her biographer, Donald Bain, in the book The CIA's Control of Candy Jones. 7. Sirhan Sirhan. Lawrence Teeter, the attorney for Sirhan Sirhan, believed that Sirhan was operating under MKUltra mind control techniques when he assassinated Robert F. Kennedy. Lawrence believed that Sirhan was hypnotized by hypnotist William Joseph Bryan to shoot blanks at Kennedy, while the actual assassin walked away.